Welcome to Time of Death. This video is for informational purposes only and in no way meant to glorify or condone violence. In today's video, we'll be discussing the murder of Mario Rupert Melbourne Jr. Melbourne died Monday, July 24th, 2017, after he was struck by a car at the intersection of East Cypress Street and South Crane Avenue in Compton, according to LA County coroner records. Frank Mason was subsequently arrested and charged with the murder. The following is the evidence at trial. Brandon Melbourne testified that around 8 p.m. on July 24, 2017, his brother Mario Melbourne drove Brandon and Mario's girlfriend Kiara Wallace to an internet cafe, which was also the site of illegal gambling. Mario worked as security at the cafe. At around 9:30 p.m., the defendant appeared at the cafe under the influence of methamphetamine. Brandon told the defendant, who Brandon viewed as family, that he was not welcome. When the defendant persisted, Mario walked to the front door of the cafe and punched the defendant in the face. A fist fight ensued, starting at the front door of the cafe, moving to the sidewalk, and then the street area near Mario's parked car. Brandon watched as Mario punched the defendant in the face a few times before the defendant fell to the ground, after which Mario placed the defendant in a headlock. When the defendant tapped out, Mario released him. Brandon heard the defendant repeatedly saying, "I got you, Mario. I got something for you. All right, as he walked to his car. The defendant got into his car and drove off, sideswiping Mario's car. He then stopped his car at the nearby intersection and made a three-point turn and drove back toward the cafe. Mario, who had been walking toward the defendant's car, was in the street. Kiara Wallace exited the cafe and stood on the sidewalk with Brandon and saw Mario approach the defendant's car. Mario pulled on the driver's side door handle, which had been locked, and struck the windows with his hands. Wallace testified that the defendant backed up his car and drove forward a few times, causing Mario to dodge the vehicle to avoid getting hit. Wallace believed the defendant's maneuvers were attempts at striking Mario, who responded by striking the car's windshield and stabbing the front tires with a pocket knife. Brandon saw the defendant's car maneuver back into Mario's direction before it crashed into him, pinning Mario between the bottom front end of Mario's car and the defendant's front bumper. Following the collision, the defendant backed up his car and drove away. Paramedics arrived shortly thereafter and told Brandon that Mario was dead. The morning after the incident, Sergeant Guillermo Morales, the investigating officer in this case, located the defendant's car on a nearby street. Morales testified that the windshield had been smashed, the right front tire was flat, and the front bumper was covered with blood. A criminalist testified that Mario's DNA matched the profile collected from the bloodstains on the front grille of the defendant's car. 10 days after the incident, the defendant surrendered himself to the police. Following the trial, the jury found the defendant, Frank Mason, guilty of first-degree murder and found true the special allegation that he used a deadly and dangerous weapon, a car, during the commission of the murder. The court sentenced the defendant to an overall term of imprisonment of 56 years to life. Mario Rupert Melbourne Jr. was 30 years old at the time of death.